Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. Albert Einstein. If we're doing self-education, the main reason is that we want to become smarter and that we want to become more informed. But I would argue that something even more important happens from starting on this journey, and that is a change in the mindset. So many people are stuck in this fixed set mind where they don't want to learn new information. They don't want to see things that don't already align with their beliefs. And when we start self-educating and really learning things because they are important to us, this usually changes our mindset and it becomes a much more open mindset. I don't care if I'm right or if I'm wrong. I want to know the truth. I want to know what is happening. This is so much more important than just having someone reaffirm the beliefs that I already have. And reaffirming is not education. Education is looking into something with an open mind and seeing where the facts and the information lead you. As we do this, this teaches us to trust ourselves more and understand that we are doing things that most people are not willing to do. And that already puts you up a level from somebody who is too afraid to question themselves and question their beliefs. This open-mindedness, this makes such a difference. When you are self-educating, you are able to look into any topic that you find interesting or that speaks to you. So if you are just starting out in this process, that's what I would suggest, is finding the topics, people, situations that really spark your curiosity and interest. And everybody has different things that they're very passionate about, which is the beautiful thing. If I'm passionate about history and politics, and you're passionate about science, we can come together and I can share with you the things that I know, and you can share with me the things that you know, and we can learn from each other and both become more educated by the information and the topics the other has learned. Learning is a constant process of discovery, a process without end. Bruce Lee. So this can be very intimidating and humbling because we usually want an end to something we're doing. With education, there will be no end as long as you're always curious and you're always into it, because the topics are just so many. You will never be able to be a master at every topic, at everything you want to learn. There's always growth, new information coming out, things you didn't read before. And this is actually so exciting and interesting because it means we're always on the path for more self-improvement and more growth. This is a great opportunity to start getting closer relationships with people who are like-minded. Not in your opinions. I think that is very unhealthy to only surround yourself with like-minded people, but we all want to grow. We all want to learn more. We want this community of people who are willing to look into things and see the facts for what they are. When we are judging everything, we are learning nothing. I see this far, far too often. When people say they are self-educating, they are only looking into things they already think they know, facts and ideas that will support the judgment that they have already made. This is not learning. This is reinforcement of your beliefs. Try to do when I want to learn about something, I go in with as open of a mind as I can. I just start with basic questions. What is this? When was it started? Who started it? Why was it started? That is a great foundation. And then what you find from these basic questions can then lead you into more specific areas that you want to look at. Realizing that your opinions and the way that you look at topics is going to come from the life experience that you've had. So it's very important when we are learning to use empathy to put ourselves actually in that person's shoes, to think about where they are coming from, the situation as far as the time period when it was happening. If we look at everything from 2025 eyes, we're not going to understand they said this, why they did this, why this was a thing. We have to be able to take ourselves out of what we know and what we think and be able to put ourselves into that situation. The pursuit of learning is the pursuit of becoming your best self. Learning is about getting information and it is about getting smarter, but all of the other benefits, the way that it opens your eyes, is so much more important in my opinion. We should also use that to see what's going on in our personal lives and things that we also would like to change. Am I doing this because this is what I've been told to do? Or am I doing this because this is what I actually believe? In this information, it's not to just keep it stuck in your mind and not do anything with it. Getting this information is supposed to be put into practice. It's supposed to first make us better individuals. Oh, I can see where I had prejudice against the situation. I can see where I didn't look at the other side in this situation. And when we do that, we are much more open, again, to not take offense when it's something about us and just realize there are some things that we just would like to change. Or don't let learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action. Jim Rohn. The main part about learning and educating yourself is to eventually lead to action, to you doing something about it. It is inevitable us to start seeing, as we do the research, injustices, things that are wrong, things that we say shouldn't be happening. And what this should do is just wake up something inside of us that says, I'm not just going to learn about this topic. I want to step out. I want to make a difference. And that's going to look different for every person. Some people, it's going to be talking to their friends and family about it, educating people around them that might not know. That is a perfect way for action. Other people, it might go further. They might want to go into activism. They might want to a group or start protest or something like that. Every person is going to handle that different. But as long as we are using this information that we learned to make a difference, it is impossible for man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Epictetus. If you are not willing to learn something new, if you are not willing to be taught, self-education is probably not for you. We need to go into learning with an open mind. If I find facts that contradict what I've been told, what I think, I need to be able to look at those facts with an open mind. If I don't, the only person that I'm hurting is myself. The facts are not going to change. I am just going to be stuck believing something that I have the information telling me that is not the right thing. To me, open-mindedness and just the willing to be taught and learn is the first and most important step with self-education. If we are needing to censor ourselves and what information we let ourselves see, This should tell us something. If you have to completely look away from a topic because you are worried about what it will show you to your current beliefs, this needs to tell you something. Those who cannot change their mind can't change anything. George Bernard Shaw. We have to be able to follow facts and information to where they lead us. Again, it is important to check multiple sources to really look into things. It's not the first thing you read. Oh, I changed my mind. My whole life has changed. Of course, it's not like this. But when you're looking in and source after person is telling you that what you had originally believed is not correct, we must be willing to change our mind. Is when people change their mind and they go to a different topic, so many times they are called a sellout. Oh, they're weak. But I would completely disagree with that. And so for myself, if now I had the same beliefs, opinions, and thoughts that I did when I was 18, this would be a huge red flag, and it would show that I have learned nothing in all of that time. How could I now think the same that I did way back then? That means that I have learned and I have information now that I didn't have then. And if I have new information, but I am not willing to change my mind, that would make me absolutely crazy. I never learn anything from talking. I only learn when I ask questions. Lou Holtz. It can feel intimidating and scary a little bit when you know somebody is more educated in a topic or knows more than you do. But instead of letting our ego get in the way and use this person to get information, like, how did they learn about it? Ask them some questions that you want to know about this topic. It's so valuable to have people that know more than you do. If you are just humbled and accept that they know more in this situation. And especially if somebody is living a life that you would love to live, and ask them, how did you do it? How did you get there? How did you learn it? More often than not, these people are more than willing to talk to you, to give you advice, to tell you things. We just have to be open enough to learning from them and taking their advice and growing. It is a miracle that curiosity survives formal education. Albert Einstein. But self-education is so different from this style of education. First, we're not having someone tell us what we need to think, what we need to believe. We are able to come to that conclusion on our own from the research and the evidence that we find. Find the things that really make you curious and make you excited to learn. And that is the thing we don't get in formal education. And it's such a blessing. To quickly introduce myself and the idea of my channel. So my name is Andrea, and my channel is called The Truth Unmasked. I am a person who loves discussion and learning. I will talk about any topic. I feel like we have been silent for way too long and not talking about these super important issues. And now in the world, this is a very, very important time. And if there was a time when we really need to educate ourselves, this is that time. So for my channel, I want to look into all different kinds of topics, but ones that really affect our life, our day-to-day, our thinking, whether it's politics, humanitarian, famous people from the past. As long as there is something that we can learn and gain from that situation, I am interested in looking into it. And of course, as a community, I would love to hear the things that you would also like me to look into. I know that there are many people who would like to educate themselves more, but might not have the time or the energy to do all the research necessary. I will get the information and put it out there for people to see and experience. And my goal is always to stay as open minded and just follow the facts and where the information leads me. I don't want to put my personal beliefs onto people. I think as long as we're both looking at the set of facts, it doesn't bother me when someone has a different opinion as me, as long as they have a reason why. When people argue and fight and you ask them, why do you think that? And they can't come up with one reason why. And we are just getting into this group think mindset. So if somebody disagrees with me and they have reasons why they don't agree, I am more than happy to talk, to discuss, to go over it with them. So that's what I would like to form, is just a community. Again, not like-minded people as far as we have to think the same about things. Like-minded people as far as we are all willing to look at the facts. We are all willing to look at topics, and we will see where the information leads us. So again, if you like what you've seen so far, please like and subscribe so we can keep this channel going.